Good evening and welcome to Perry Bar for tonight's Sky Sports Elite League fixture, the Selco Birmingham Brummies versus the Coventry Bees. The Brummies are grateful to be back in action tonight. After last week's torrential rain washed out the visit of Eastbourne, the Brummies looking to bounce back after a disappointing 8-point defeat at Wolverhampton on Monday night, the home side coming good in the final stages to deny the Brummies. This derby affair against the Bees tonight sees the Brummies looking to do the double over their local rivals, the Brummies having won by 10 points down at Brandon at the end of May. For the visitors, they'll still be scratching their heads after a 2-point defeat last night at Kings Lynn, the Bees having been ahead by 6 points with just 4 heats to go. But with skipper Chris Harris going well and former Brummie Adam Roynan in the form of his career, the Bees will be no pushovers here this evening. So with the teams on parade, let's look down the two-team lineup. Starting with the visitors, they're led at number 1 by Chris Harris. Rider replacement operates tonight for Aaron Summers with Edward Kennett at number 3. Kenny Larson goes at 4 with Scott Nichols at number 5. 2 reserves for the Bees, Adam Roynan at 6, Henning Beyer at number 7. For the Selco Birmingham Brummies, they're led of course at number 1 by Bjarne Pedersen. Martin Smolinski goes at 2. It's Danny King at 3 with Ben Barker at number 4. Sebastian Urmek at 5, 2 reserves for the Brummies, Thomas Peach at 6 and Josh Orty at number 7. So looking forward to some great action here at Perry Bar this evening. Without any further delay, let's get on with the racing and join your commentator, Dave Goddard.
OK then, lining up for heat at number 1, sponsored by Daytona Electrical Testing. Birmingham have won the toss and take gates 1 and 3, so it's Martin Smolinski off gate number 1 in blue. Gate 2 in yellow is Henning Beyer, off 3 in red Bjarne Pedersen, off 4 in white the bomber Chris Harris. He's partnered by Henning Beyer, racing against his former club. Aaron Summers on rider replacement tonight, he's racing for Redcar in the Premier League, so Henning Beyer, the Dane, comes in here off gate 2 in yellow. For Birmingham, Bjarne Pedersen, their number 1 in red, didn't have a good time of it at Wolverhampton on a wet Monmore Green track on Monday, only completed 3 rides. Also struggling slightly this year in the Grand Prix series, Bjarne Pedersen, who should be representing Denmark in the Speedway World Cup next week. He partners the former German champion Martin Smolinski, had a mixed season so far, also racing against his former club tonight. Fairly heavy track as you can see, but the Brummies fans will no doubt just be glad to see some race action after over a month away. So here we go with Heat 1, Smolinski, Beyer, Pedersen and Harris. Speedway is back in Birmingham. Here we go with race number 1. A great start by Bomber Harris from the outside in white. He moves across into the first turn, takes up the lead. Meantime, Henning Beyer runs Bjarne Pedersen out wide. Bjarne Pedersen never seems to do well in Heat 1 here at Birmingham. I don't know what it is. Martin Smolinski up there in second. Beyer's gone wide, so it's Bjarne Pedersen through into third. You can see how wet it is, particularly coming off turn 4. It's the bomber that leads the way. Chris Harris, the former British champion, pulling clear of Martin Smolinski. Chris Harris having a disastrous season in the Grand Prix so far this year. The last round in Gortzov, he only scored 1 point. Smolinski, the German, up there in second place. It's a share of the points if it stays like this. Henning Beyer, against his former club, has dropped away in yellow after challenging Bjarne Pedersen around the first lap. But it's Bomber who leads the way into the final lap for the Bill Base Bees. They're going to take first blood here on a wet and sticky Perry Bar circuit. Martin Smolinski trying to close up into the final turn. It looks like the Bomber is going to hang on. Here they come. Harris wins it. Smolinski second. Third place in red goes to Bjarne Pedersen. And at the back in yellow is Henning Beyer. So a share of the points to open the night here at Perry Bar then. Chris Harris leading all the way from the outside gate and pulled across into the first turn. There was no looking back from there for the bomber. Bjarne Pedersen with his seemingly trademark slow start to the meeting. He managed to battle his way past Henning Beyer to take third place. So Chris Harris will line up for Great Britain in the Speedway World Cup in their qualifier at Kings Lynn next week. Takes the win in Heat 1 and it's Birmingham 3, Coventry 3. Heat 2, the reserves race, sponsored by Planet Disco. This one sees Adam Roynan off gate 1 for Coventry in white. Gate 2 for the Brummies in red is Thomas Peach. Off 3 in yellow is Henning Beyer. And gate 4 in blue, Josh Orty. He will be the trump card for Birmingham tonight. He's been going like a train all season from reserve, the man who doubles up with Scunthorpe in the Premier League. He partners the popular pole. Thomas Peach failed to score at Monmore Green on Monday, despite leading Freddie Lindgren for 2 laps of Heat 13 when he was brought in place of Bjarne Pedersen. For Coventry, it's Adam Roynan. Busy season for him, racing in all 3 leagues. And Henning Beyer out for his second ride again. Both former Brummies, Adam Roynan and Henning Beyer, and eager to impress in front of the travelling Coventry fans in this heat at number 2. Adam Roynan racing for Workington and Dudley in the Premier and National Leagues as well. Here we go then with heat 2. Roynan, Piche, Beyer and Orty is the lineup. Away we go, and a great start by the Coventry pairing. It's Adam Roynan who leads the way into the first turn. Having a look on the inside is Thomas Piche, on the outside is Josh Orty, but it's the Cumbrian Adam Roynan who leads the way. Look at Orty on the outside into turn 3. He's going to take the lead from Adam Roynan. Roynan locks it up, and it's Orty who leads. Josh Orty leads the way in blue. He was the top scorer for Birmingham in their 8-point defeat at a wet Wolverhampton on Monday night, and now Thomas Piche is under pressure from Henning Beyer for that third place. The ever spectacular pole hangs on to third. Beyer locks up in his wake. Adam Roynan, a late call up for Coventry tonight with the British semi-final at Sheffield being rained off. It was originally meant to be Jason Bunyan at number 6 for the Bees, but Adam Roynan brought in at short notice. He's up there in second, but it's Josh Orty out front in blue for the Brummies. He's been their star of the season so far, a surefire contender already for the Brummies Rider of the Season award. And he's clear of his fellow Northern Englishman Adam Roynan as they come into the final turn. It's going to be a win. First win of the night for the Brummies for Josh Orty in blue. Second in white goes to Adam Roynan. Third in red for Thomas Piche, and a second successive last place for Henning Beyer. So that's the first heat advantage of the night then for Birmingham, and that means that they take the lead. Josh Orty firing round the outside at the end of the first lap to take the lead from Adam Roynan. And Josh Orty will head round in celebration. Paid 12 for the Brummies at Wolverhampton on Monday. No doubt all the Birmingham riders and indeed the fans will just be glad to see a meeting here at Perry Bar tonight. So Josh Orty takes heat 2, sponsored by Planet Disco, and the Brummies take the lead. It's Birmingham 7, Coventry 5. On to heat 3, sponsored by Beryl Wilkins. This one sees Ben Barker off gate 1 in blue for the Brummies. Gate 2 for the Bees in white is Edward Kennett. Gates 3 in red, Brummies skipper Danny King. And off the outside in yellow, it is Kenny Larson. So Danny King came close to a maximum at Wolverhampton on Monday in the wet, as Brummies went down by 8 points in the end. A fall in the last race depriving Danny King of a full house. He teams up with fellow Brit Ben Barker. Like Adam Roynan, he was supposed to be racing tonight in the British semi-final at Sheffield. Unfortunately, that was rained off. So Ben Barker comes in place of Ricky Ashworth in the Birmingham lineup tonight. Coventry represented by Edward Kennett, their former skipper, formerly with Eastbourne and Poole, and now racing on 4 wheels in stock rod racing on the stock car circuits as well. Edward Kennett off gate 2 in white, and off the outside in yellow it is Kenny Larson, the Dane formerly with Newcastle. This race sponsored by Beryl Wilkins. The riders pull forward then for heat 3. 7-5 the score. The Brummie Brits looking to extend the Selco Brummies lead as we get ready for his heat number 3. 3 Brits and a Dane. Barker, Kennett, King and Larson. Takes up and they're away. Ben Barker gets away well from gate 1. He takes the early lead. Going level with him is Kenny Larson in yellow. Larson to the outside. He's going to take the lead. Coming off turn 2. Looks like all the grip is on that wider line already. Edward Kennett trying to follow his teammate, but it's Kenny Larson who leads the way. Here comes Kennett up onto the outside of Cornishman Ben Barker, and who doubles up with the Plymouth Devils in the Premier League. And Kennett is looking to take second place. Barker looking for him. He's left a gap on the inside. Ben Barker, he shuts the door on Edward Kennett going into turn 3. Danny King, the Brummie skipper at the back, but not for much longer. He's at the inside of turn 4. Takes Edward Kennett for third place. Terrific battle for second and third. Out in front in yellow, it's Kenny Larson. He's missing all the fun as Edward Kennett retakes Danny King for third. King, Kennett and Barker scrapping it out, but it's the Dane Ben Barker in second. It's the Dane Kenny Larson leads the way. Ben Barker holding second. Get your words out, Dave. Having a go on the outside is Edward Kennett now. Can he take second place from Ben Barker on the final turn? Kenny Larson's going to take the win in yellow. The race of the night so far. Who's going to be second? It's Barker in blue. Kennett third. King fourth. Superb heat 3 there, won by Kenny Larson, but all the action was for the minor placings behind him. That does level the scores with a 4-2 for Coventry, but Kenny Larson, former Newcastle man, gets Coventry's second race win of the night in heat 3, sponsored by Beryl Wilkins, and it's Birmingham 9, Coventry 9. All square as you head into heat 4, sponsored by RK Leighton Classic Motorcycle Seats. And this one sees Josh Orty off gate 1 in blue. Gate 2 for Coventry in yellow is Henning Beyer, busy night for him. Gate 3 in red, Sebastian Uyamek. And off gate 4 in white for Coventry, the return from injury of Scott Nichols. Of course, several weeks ago suffered a horrific crash at Brandon, nearly went over the first bend fence, ended up with a badly broken collarbone. He's back in action tonight, the British champion from gate 4. Partnering Henning Beyer, no score from 2 rides so far. Sebastian Uyamek, the Brummies will need some fast gates from the former Grand Prix riding pole. He's off gate 3 in red, and Josh Orty goes for 2 wins out of 2 from gate 1 in blue, completing the lineup. So it's Orty, Beyer, Uyamek and Nichols for heat number 4. Away we go, and Uyamek does make a good start from gate 3, goes level with Henning Beyer into the first turn. Josh Orty is crowded out at the back. Side by side between the men in red and yellow. Scott Nichols up the inside in white, almost 3 wide for the lead. Bayer drops back to third and he's going to drop to fourth because Josh Hawty comes through as well. But it's Sebastian Uyamek who leads the way in red, side by side with Scott Nichols, who's clearly recovered very quickly from that injury, and he takes the lead on the inside coming off turn 2 from Sebastian Uyamek. Josh Hawty in third place. It's the 6-time British Speedway champion Scott Nichols back in the Coventry fold this year after spending 2011 with Swindon, who leads the way in white. Sebastian Uyamek, formerly with Wolves and Oxford among others, in second place in red. The good start coming to nothing sadly. Josh Hawty up there in third in blue, and Henning Bayer on for a third last place in the first 4 heats in yellow. I suspect that will be the end of his evening. It's Scott Nichols pulling away in whites. Former Grand Prix rider, 6-time British champion, making his return from injury in style, takes the win in Heat 4. Second in red is Sebastian Uyamek. Third in blue goes to Josh Hawty, and at the back in yellow once again is former Brummie Henning Bayer. So the scores remain level then with a drawn Heat 4, sponsored by RK Leighton Classic Motorcycle Seats. Scott Nichols makes a winning return to the track in white. Sebastian Uyamek and Josh Hawty having settled for the minor placings this time, and it's Birmingham 12, Coventry 12. All square still as we go into Heat 5, sponsored by TCH Self-Drive. There's 4 Brits in the lineup for Heat 5. Adam Roynan's off gate 1 in yellow, gate 2 in red Danny King, gate 3 in white Chris Harris, and off gate 4 in blue Ben Barker. Team GB, of course, line up in the Speedway World Cup next week. Their qualifier next Monday at Kings Lynn. Chris Harris and Danny King will both be in the lineup for that one. They're both out here off gates 2 and 3. Adam Roynan, I suspect it will be a busy night for him. He goes off gate 1 in yellow, taking rider replacement for Aaron Summers. Completing the lineup in blue from the outside is Ben Barker. Terrific battle for him 2 races ago. 12 all the score then as we go into Heat 5. Roynan, King, Harris and Barker. Away we go, and it's King and Harris who make the start from gates 2 and 3. Danny King a much better start than in Heat 3. Almost 3 wide for the lead as they come off turn 2. Look at Bomber Harris. He's round the outside of Danny King and into the lead for the second time tonight. Second place in red, it is Danny King. Third in yellow, Adam Roynan. Ben Barker at the back this time, and look at Roynan round the outside of Danny King. I said it might be a busy night for him. It certainly will be from reserve with form like this, and he's taken the Brummie skipper for second place. Not often we see Danny King overtaken here at Perry Bar, least of all by a reserve. Adam Roynan races with Workington Comets in the Premier League, Dudley Heathens in the National League, is in superlative form everywhere he races this year, backing up the bomber Chris Harris. Dreadful season for him in the Grand Prix, but certainly not affecting his elite league form. And the bomber pulls clear into the last lap. It's going to be a 5-1 to Coventry, and they're going to take the lead. Ben Barker just not at the races at all in this one. He's well behind in blue. But it's going to be a win in Heat 5. It's going to be 2 out of 2 for the bomber. Chris Harris comes off the final turn to take the win in white. What a result for Adam Roynan, second place in yellow. Third in red for Danny King, and Ben Barker at the back in blue. Coventry lead by 4 points then, with the first 5-1 to either side tonight. Chris Harris around the outside of Danny King, as did Adam Roynan. Danny King will not be happy with that. At least, and even more so Ben Barker, after his good showing in Heat 3, finishing at the back in Heat 5, so 2 wins out of 2 for the bomber Chris Harris. Then a fine win for him in Heat number 5, sponsored by TCH Self-Drive. Bomber who will star next Monday for Team GB in the Speedway World Cup. Score after 5 heats tonight: Birmingham 13, Coventry 17.
Sponsored by TCH Self-Drive Home. Good one there for the visitors.
Coventry look for their second successive 5-1 then in Heat number 6, sponsored by D3GB.com. Heat 6 sees Bjarne Pedersen off gate 1 for the Brummies in red. Gate 2 for the Bees in white is Scott Nichols. Gate 3 in blue, Martin Smolinski. And gate 4 in yellow, that man Adam Roynan. Top scorer last night for Coventry over at Kings Lynn. Adam Roynan, some suggesting he should be in the Team GB squad over at Saddlebow Road next Monday for the opener of the World Cup. So Bjarne Pedersen looking for better fortunes than in Heat 1, as is Martin Smolinski. Share of the points in that one behind Bomber Harris, while Scott Nichols, fully recovered now from that collarbone injury, as he showed earlier on in Heat 4, passing Seb Uyamek to take the win in Heat number 4. Next action here at Birmingham is in 2 weeks' time, when league leaders Poole Pirates come to Birmingham on July the 19th. Clean Cut Sports will have all the action for that one on DVD and Blu-ray. So waiting the riders to pull forward then for Heat number 6, just awaiting Adam Roynan off the outside in yellow. Can Bjarne Pedersen make a better start this time from the inside in red? We're about to find out. Pedersen, Nichols, Smolinski and Roynan. Tapes up and they're away, and what a start again by Adam Roynan. Moves across into the first turn. There's contact between Nichols and Martin Smolinski, who goes out wide, and it's Roynan who leads down the back straight for the first time. Bjarne Pedersen in second place in red. So 4-2 to Coventry as it stands at the moment. Having a look on the inside, Bjarne Pedersen trying to take the lead away from Coventry's star reserve, Adam Roynan. He may be racing against the Brummies tonight, but it's great to see Adam Roynan. As I say that, he makes a mistake there. Commentator's curse for Adam Roynan, and Bjarne Pedersen leads. I was going to say, it's great to see Adam enjoying a successful and injury-free season after the bad luck he's had so far in his career. And just as I say that, he goes from first to third and could go from first to fourth here because Martin Smolinski's closing up as well. Pedersen leads it from Nichols. Bjarne not having the best of seasons in the Grand Prix, returning to Grand Prix action this year. But he leads the way this time, looking for his first win of the night, although Scott Nichols is tailing him. He'll have a look going into the final turn. Nichols is lining up the Dane. Goes inside, outside, looking for a gap. Here they come towards the line. Nichols up the inside on the run to the line, and he's got him on the very last turn. Scott Nichols takes the win right on the line. Pedersen second, Roynan third, and Martin Smolinski at the back. So Heat 6, sponsored by D3GB.com, ends up as a 4-2. This proves in Speedway, never over till it's over. Heat 6, sponsored by D3GB.com. It's Birmingham 15, Coventry 21. Birmingham 6 points down then as we head into Heat 7, sponsored by Dolphin Fish Bar. This one sees Edward Kennett off gate 1 in white, gate 2 in red is Seb Uyamek, gate 3 in yellow Kenny Larson, and gate 4 in blue is Thomas Pish. So Seb Uyamek looking for a similar rapid start here that we saw in Heat 4 in his first ride, beaten on that occasion by Scott Nichols. Thomas Pish, 1 point to his name, beat Henning Bayer in Heat 2. Edward Kennett had to settle for third place in his opening ride, which was won by his partner Kenny Larson. Edward Kennett was busy embroiled in that terrific battle with Ben Barker and Danny King. So Kennett will go for his first win of the night off gate 1 in white. Kenny Larson will look for his second from gate 3 in yellow, the young Dane, possibly a Grand Prix star of the future. A Grand Prix star of the past, Sebastian Uyamek, goes from gate 2 in red. The Brummies need a recovery ride from their Polish heat leader here. The two poles out together in his Heat 7. Kennett, Uyamek, Larson and Pish. Away we go, and it's another good start by Seb Uyamek. He leads the way into the first turn from gate 2. Edward Kennett's having a look on the inside. Kenny Larson having a look on the outside. Can Seb Uyamek hold the Bill Base Bees pair off? Kenny Larson leading the attack. He goes for the inside, coming off turn 4, side by side across the line for the first time. Uyamek moves across, holds off the man in yellow, Kenny Larson. Edward Kennett back in third, a little slow from the start tonight, the Coventry heat leader. Thomas Pish at the back in blue. Seb Uyamek pulls away just a little from Kenny Larson. Looking for his first win of the night, and the Brummies second. Their only race win so far has come courtesy of Josh Orty. It's Uyamek who leads the way, formerly with Oxford Wolves and Kings Lynn in the Elite League over the last few years. Kenny Larson up there in second, his first full-time Elite League season. Third place in white is Edward Kennett. It's going to be a share of the points. Coventry will still lead by 6 if it stays like this, because Thomas Pish is well behind. Here they come into the final turn. It's going to be a win for Seb Uyamek in red. Second place in yellow to Kenny Larson. Edward Kennett again has to settle for third, and Thomas Pish at the back in blue. So a share of the points then from Heat 7 keeps Coventry's lead at 6. And well done, Seb Uyamek, the Brummies' second winner of the night. He's going to head round in celebration with the Brummies fans on the home straight. It's Coventry who still lead on the night by 6 points. Once again, his gating proves his strength, Sebastian Uyamek. He heads round in celebration following victory in Heat 7, sponsored by Dolphin Fish Bar. It's now Birmingham 18, Coventry 24. Can the Brummies fight back then in Heat number 8, sponsored by Mark Cleary Dental? This one sees Adam Roynan off gate 1 in yellow for the Bees. Gate 2 for the Brummies in blue is Josh Orty. Off 3 in white, it's Kenny Larson, and gate 4 in red, Martin Smolinski. So Kenny Larson takes the rider replacement for Aaron Summers in this Heat 8. Aaron Summers, the former Brummie, racing for Redcar, as you mentioned, the Premier League against Ipswich tonight. So Kenny Larson comes in here in white, just 1 point dropped from his first 2 rides. It's going to be a busy night, as you mentioned, for Adam Roynan. He replaces Henning Bayer as a reserve off gate 1 in yellow. And his fellow star reserve, Josh Orty, for the Brummies, starts next to him. Gate number 2 in blue. Completing the lineup is Martin Smolinski. Just 2 points so far for the former Coventry rider. Former Telford Ice Racing champion as well, when that was held in February over the last few years. He goes from gate 4 in red. Larson last to settle then on gates number 3 in white. 18-24 the score. Is this the start of the Brummies fight back? Roynan, Orty, Larson and Smolinski. Josh Hawty gets away well, so does Roynan. It's going to be close into the first turn. Looks like the Bees just have the advantage. Indeed they do. Kenny Larson and Adam Roynan lead the way once again into the back straight. Martin Smolinski giving chase in red, goes for the outside of Adam Roynan, coming off turn 4. Can he take second position? Not quite. Roynan holds the place. It's Kenny Larson for the second time tonight out in front. Here comes Smolinski having another go. That's the favoured passing place tonight, the outside on the far side of the raceway. Martin Smolinski switches back to the inside now, all over the back of the Cumbrian racer, Adam Roynan. Has a go on the inside, there's almost contact, there is contact between the two, somehow they hold it together. Josh Hawty somehow manages to miss them. It's Roynan that gets away from that best. And it looks like Brummies' chances of catching the Bees pairing in this one are pretty much over and done with. Into the last lap we go then. Kenny Larson's away and clear. Having a look underneath Adam Roynan, Josh Hawty now challenging the man in yellow. It's going to be another 5 once the Bees. They're going to lead by 10 points. Following this heat number 8, Kenny Larson takes his second win of the night in white. Roynan in second. Third is Josh Hawty. And at the back in red, Martin Smolinski. So Coventry going to the lead by 10 points then. Possibly the chance of a tactical ride for Birmingham manager Phil Morris in subsequent races then. Kenny Larson, your winner in Heat 8, sponsored by Mark Cleary Dental. And it's Birmingham at 19, Coventry 29. Heat number 9, next up, sponsored by Hart Recruitment, and with the Brummies 10 points down, manager Phil Morris has handed the black and white helmet to Ben Barker, so if he beats a Coventry rider, his points will be doubled. The lineup for Heat 9, Gate 1 in white is Scott Nichols, Gate 2 in black and white it is Ben Barker, Gate 3 in yellow out once again is that man Adam Roynan, and Gate 4 in red, Brummies skipper Danny King. Only 1 point so far for Danny, looking a different rider to the one who scored 3 race wins at Monmore Green against Wolverhampton in the Brummies' other Midland derby this week on Monday. That meeting, incidentally, also available from Clean Cut Sports, as indeed will be the meeting here at Birmingham in 2 weeks' time when the Brummies take on Poole. Ben Barker going for double points then from Gate 2. He'll find the going tough against Scott Nichols and Adam Roynan. Adam on 7 and 2 bonuses already so far, and we're only just up to the halfway point of this meeting. Here we go then with Heat 9, Nichols, Barker, Roynan and King, 4 Brits for Heat number 9, and Danny King gets a flyer from Gate 4, Ben Barker gets out with him, and it's the Brummies who head the way into the first turn. That's more like it from the Selco Brummies. King leads the way from Barker, Scott Nichols in third, a slow start this time for Adam Roynan. He's behind in yellow, and the man in black and white there, Ben Barker, into the air fence and down he goes. Well, if it can go wrong for Birmingham tonight, it is going wrong. There goes the tactical ride. The Brummies fans are going to be really fed up. I think Ben Barker's just going to get off the track in time. He is. And the double points go spinning down the pan with him. Danny King leads in red then. Clear of Scott Nichols and Adam Roynan. Going round to start the final lap. We hope that Ben Barker's okay. Looks in a bit of discomfort on the centre there. Just seemed to straighten up going into turn 3. Well, Danny King's going to take his first win of the night then. His second points finish of the night. But there'll be no celebrating for the Brummies fans despite the win, because Scott Nichols and Adam Roynan pack the minor placings. King wins it ahead of Nichols and Roynan. And the Birmingham Brummies are still 10 points behind after Heat number 9, sponsored by Hart Recruitment. It's Birmingham 22, Coventry 32. Well, it's good to see Ben Barker able to walk away there. He's unhurt, but boy, is he angry. I was looking like an 8-1 at one stage, ends up as a 3-all from Heat 9, and the gap is still 10 points. But the main thing is Ben Barker appears to be okay. Danny King's winning time, 59.2. So 22-32 the score then as we go into Heat number 10, sponsored by Sheila and Chris Bowen. This one sees Kenny Larson off Gate 1 for Coventry in yellow. Gate 2 in blue is Martin Smolinski. Gate 3 in white, Edward Kennett. And off the outside in red, Bjarni Pedersen. Is there any way back for the Brummies then? The tactical ride went sliding into the turn 4 air fence along with Ben Barker in the last race. Bjarni Pedersen on 3 and a bonus so far. Martin Smolinski is on 2. Edward Kennett on 2 and a bonus. And Kenny Larson on 8, just 1 point dropped so far when he was beaten earlier on by Sebastian Uyamek. That was in Heat 7. Kenny Larson looking for his third win of the night then, the standout performer so far for Coventry, along with Scott Nichols and Chris Bomber-Harris, who's unbeaten so far. Not such a good night for Edward Kennett, 2 and a bonus from the Team GB International. He goes from Gate 3 in white. As we mentioned, also been racing on 4 wheels in stock rods and rookie rods down at the Speedworth promotion in the southeast. Back on 2 wheels tonight though. Bjarni Pedersen from the outside in red, looking for his first race win of the night. Kenny Larson looking for his third. Martin Smolinski just 2 points, that was from heat 1. So can the Brummies fight back then in this heat at number 10? Larson, Smolinski, Kennett and Pedersen from the outside. Tapes up and we're away, and Martin Smolinski gets away well, so does Kenny Larson. Going for grip on the outside is Bjarne Pedersen. He's going to take the lead around the outside of Kenny Larson, and Smolinski's held it on the inside as well. The Brummies at 1 and 2. Kenny Larson gives chase in yellow, at the back in white Edward Kennett. Normally enjoys his visits to Perry Barr, but struggling a little tonight. Birmingham at 1 and 2 then. Can they take their first 5-1 of the night? Not if Kenny Larson's got anything to do with it. A bit of smoke there from Martin Smolinski's machine, but he holds second place, the German. Going clear in red, it's Bjarne Pedersen. Lost his first win of the night on the line in heat 6 to Scott Nichols. Looking to avoid similar disappointment this time as Kenny Larson chases after Martin Smolinski for that second place. Edward Kennett well behind in white. It's not his night at all. But Bjarne Pedersen all set for his first win of the night. Can the Brummies get their first 5-1 of the night and reduce the gap to 6 points? It looks like it. Bjarne Pedersen is well clear in red. Here they come into the final turn. Pedersen wins it. Is Martin Smolinski going to hang on? Yes, he is. Ahead of Kenny Larson and Edward Kennett. That's more like it from the Selco Brummies. Coventry's lead is reduced to 6 points then, and Bjarne Pedersen, as we've seen before, it always takes him a couple of races to get up to full speed. He lost a win on the line in heat 6 to Scott Nichols, but takes the win this time, and Martin Smolinski turns his night around in style to complete a Selco Brummies 5-1. Martin celebrates with a wheelie. A 5-1 from heat number 10, sponsored by Sheila and Chris Bowen, and that closes the gap a little. It's Birmingham 27, Coventry 33. The sun setting over the second city as we get ready for heat number 11, sponsored by Debrett's Jewellery. This one sees Seb Uyamek off gate 1 in red, Bomber Harris off gate 2 in white going for the hat-trick, gate 3 in blue Thomas Piche, and Henning Bayer takes the rider replacement ride for Aaron Summers from gate 4 in yellow. So Seb Uyamek looking for his second win of the night, then can he stop the Bomber? Chris Harris from gate 2, and gate 2 I think has been the most successful so far. The Bomber looking for a maximum here at Perry Barr tonight. And the two reserves from the outside, Thomas Piche and Henning Bayer. I think we're going to see two races in one here somehow in this heat number 11. Uyamek, Harris, Piche and Bayer. Away we go, and Seb Uyamek again makes a quick start. He's ahead of Bomber Harris into the first turn. Harris will go for dirt on the outside. Thomas Piche going very much for the outside, and down he goes into the air fence. Was there contact there with Henning Bayer? I'm not sure. Piche still down, still clinging to his handlebars. The race is stopped by referee Margaret Vardy. I suspect that'll be a disqualification for the rider in blue, but we'll wait and see the decision from Margaret Vardy. Not sure whether there was contact there on the run to the first turn. So we await the decision of referee Margaret Vardy. Well, as you can see, the blue light has come on for referee Margaret Vardy, and Thomas Piche is disqualified from the rerun of heat 11. Three riders only then for the rerun of heats number 11, sponsored by Debrett's Jewellery. This one sees off gate 1 in red Seb Uyamek, gate 2 in white Bomber Harris, no rider off gate 3 with Thomas Piche disqualified, and off gate 4 in yellow Henning Bayer taking the rider replacement for Aaron Summers. Don't forget, in 2 weeks' time the all-conquering Poole Pirates are in town in the second city. Can the Brummies be the first side to defeat them in league competition this year? You can find out with us here at Clean Cut Sports. Also, the Brummies' very exciting Midland derby with Wolverhampton and a wet Monbore Green last Monday is also available from Clean Cut Sports. So heat number 11 then, coming to the line. Seb Uyamek on his own for the Brummies against the two Bs. Needs a similar start to the one he managed in the first running against Bomber Harris. Here we go then. Uyamek, Harris and Bayer. Get away cleanly, and it's Uyamek making a good start. Tries to run Chris Harris wide into the first turn. Henning Bayer having a look on the inside. Bomber Harris finds the grip. It's side by side into the back straight. Harris pulls ahead into turn 3 for the first time. So the Bomber on for his third win of the night. Then Henning Bayer in third place in yellow. Consolation points for him if he completes the 4 laps. But I don't think he's going to catch Seb Uyamek for that second place. Stranger things have happened in Speedway though. Out in front is the Bomber. Formerly with Bellevue, began his career down at St Austell in the Conference League several years ago. Few would have predicted then that he would one day be Team GB's only Grand Prix rider and a star in the World Cup as well, as he'll prove next week. Seb Uyamek still second, the pole, and Henning Bayer in third. Yellow, a high-speed procession in this heat 11. They're not going to catch Chris Bomber Harris. He's going to make it 3 wins out of 3, going for a full house here at Perry Bar tonight, and Coventry will keep their lead. In fact, they'll stretch their lead to 8 points. Harris wins it to Yamek second, and Henning Bay are not far behind in third place, so they stretch their lead to 8 points then, the Bill-based Bees. 3 wins out of 3 for the bomber Chris Harris. Henning Bayer gets his first point of the evening. Sebo Yamek again has to settle for second place as Chris Harris heads round in celebration. The Elite League, of course, takes a break next week for the World Cup, and this man will certainly be a star. Chris Harris, 3 races, 3 wins here at Perry Bar tonight, taking the flag in Heat 11, sponsored by Debrett's Jewellery. It's now Birmingham 29, Coventry 37.
Here we go then, it's heat number 12.
4 heats to go then in this Elite League Midland Derby. Heat number 12 is sponsored by Nigel and Sophie Walters, and this one sees Danny King off gate 1 in red, gate 2 in yellow Adam Roynan, gate 3 in blue Josh Orty, and gate 4 in white Edward Kennett. So 4 Brits yet again. 4 heats at number 12. Edward Kennett looking to turn his night around. He only scored 2 points so far. Danny King, a winner last time out in Heat 9, but that of course saw Ben Barker's tactical ride spin down the pan as he came off at the end of the first lap. Josh Orty out again here, 5 and a bonus for the Yorkshireman. Doubles of course with the Scunthorpe Scorpions in the Premier League. So what can Brummies, 2 Brits here against the 2 Brits from Coventry. Adam Roynan, in the star performer of the night for the Bees so far, paid 11 from 5 rides. Former Birmingham rider, of course, spent a brief spell with the Brummies. His career so badly affected by injury, but a busy season for him racing in all 3 leagues this year. Danny King looking for his second win of the night off gate 1 in red as the riders pull forward then for this heat number 12. King, Roynan, Orty and Kennett. Away we go, and a good start by Adam Roynan. Better start by Danny King. He'll take the lead into the first turn. Josh Orty swoops underneath Adam Roynan. It's Birmingham 1 and 2 down the back straight for the first time. Can the Brummies fight back? They'll be just 4 points behind if it stays like this. Edward Kennett in trouble at the back again. Another disaster for Edward Kennett. He's straightened up. He's got it going again, but he's a long way behind. So it's Adam Roynan doing the chasing for Coventry then on the back of Josh Orty in blue in second place. Out in front it is Danny King in red. Roynan goes wide, looking for grip. The track very dry indeed now, but no track watering because there are rain clouds threatening. Wouldn't be Speedway in 2012 if there weren't, it has to be said. Danny King leads it in red then. And the Brummies are continuing their fight back. 1 lap to go in heat number 12. King on the outside, Orty on the inside. Adam Roynan's dropping back in yellow. Edward Kennett is well behind in white. Not his night at all. Danny King all set for his second win, and the Brummies all set for their second 5-1 in 3 heats. Here comes Danny King. The skipper takes the win in red. Second in blue, Josh Orty. Adam Roynan in third. Edward Kennett in fourth. The fight back continues then. Just 4 points in it now. Following that heat 12, Danny King rapid from the gate. He makes it 2 wins out of 4 tonight. Backed up all the way by Josh Orty in blue at Danny King. Has also been selected for Team GB in the World Cup this year. Danny King, your race winner for the second time tonight in heat number 12, sponsored by Nigel and Sophie Walters. And Birmingham continue to close the gap now. It's Birmingham 34, Coventry 38. Clash of the big guns then for heat at number 13, sponsored by Sheila and Alan Roberts. This one sees Chris Bomber Harris unbeaten so far off the inside in white. Gate 2 in red is Bjarni Pedersen. 3 in yellow, Scott Nichols. Gate 4 in blue, Sebastian Ujamek. The Brummies will certainly need another fast gate from the popular pole here. He's on 7 points so far. Bjarni Pedersen on 6 and 1. Bomber Harris unbeaten on 9 points. And Scott Nichols only beaten once. That was by Danny King in heat number 9. So the former British champion, Scott Nichols, off gate number 3 in yellow. Could Bomber Harris be a favourite for the British title this year? He goes off the inside gate in white. Gate 2 in red, Bjarni Pedersen. Sebastian Ujamek completing the line at 4 points in it. A 5-1 for the Brummies would see them draw level in this Midland Derby. It all went wrong for them in the last couple of heats of their Midland Derby at Monmore Green against the Wolves on Monday, and they lost out by 8 points. But it's all gone wrong for them early on in this meeting against the Bill-based Bees. What can the Selco Brummies do here in this heat 13? We're about to find out. Ujamek the last to settle off the outside gate in blue. Here we go then. Harris, Pedersen, Nichols and Ujamek. Tapes up and they're away, and a great start by Bjarni Pedersen. Looks like the Brummies have got the advantage. Bomber Harris up the inside, and the run in red has gone back from first to third. Harris up the inside of Ujamek down the back straight, but Ujamek holds him off. Are we going to see the first defeat of the night for Chris Harris? It's Sebastian Oyamek who leads the way. Up the inside, Bjarni Pedersen. Where did he find that from? Up the inside on turn 4, he's up to second. Now the Brummies need to team right. They need to keep Chris Harris behind. They'll be level if it stays like this. Suddenly this meeting coming alive in its closing stages. Can the Brummies beat the Bomber? He's down the outside of Pedersen into turn 1. Bjarni Pedersen needs to run him out wide towards the air fence. Harris back up the inside now. Sebastian Oyamek, he needed to team ride with Bjarni Pedersen. He's cleared off in front, and now Harris is through into second. Poor team riding, sadly, from the Brummies. Pedersen's down to third in red. He fights back up the inside into turn 1. He retakes the place. He retakes second. Can he hang on the final turn? Oyamek's going to take the win. Is Bjarni Pedersen going to hold on for second place? Oyamek comes out of the final turn to win it. Pedersen comes in second. Chris Harris on the wrong end of a 5-1, and never in it in that one was Scott Nichols. We never even mentioned Scott Nichols. Where on earth did that come from? After the problems of the early stage, I don't think anybody would have predicted that. A 5-1 over Bomber Harris and Scott Nichols. We thought it would all come apart at one stage when this man Sebastian Oyamek cleared off in front and left Bjarni Pedersen to do battle, but Pedersen fought and beat the Bomber. That's one of the races of the season here at Perry Bar, Heat 13, sponsored by Sheila and Alan Roberts, won by Sebastian Oyamek. The Brummies hero in that one will be Bjarni Pedersen. How often do you see Chris Harris and Scott Nichols on the wrong end of a 5-1? That's what we've just seen, and that's Heat 13, and it's all square with 2 races to go. Birmingham 39, Coventry 39. Goodness me. Two heats to go then. This meeting's suddenly coming alive in its closing stages. Heat 14 is sponsored by Hayley Bromley Photography. And going off gate 1 in blue for the Brummies is Josh Orty. Gate 2 in white, Kenny Larson. Off 3 in red, Ben Barker. And gate 4 in yellow, Adam Roynan. 2 reserve changes then. Josh Orty replacing Thomas Pish. Adam Roynan, no surprise to see him replacing Henning Bayer. Kenny Larson will be the danger man. 9 points from 4 rides so far. Adam Roynan into his 7th ride, but on the wrong end of a 5-1 last time out in Heat 12. Brummies with 3 5-1s in the last 4 races. Josh Orty looking for his 2nd win of the night off the inside in blue, and Ben Barker only 2 points so far. He will be well and truly fired up after that fall last time out in Heat 9 when he was on for double points. 6 points became none as he slid off at turn 4. Ben will be very wound up, I'm sure. Channel his aggression into his riding here from gate 3 in red. Just waiting Adam Roynan's pull forward off gate 4 then in yellow. A cracking racing prospect here in Heat 14. The start marshal getting impatient with Adam Roynan. Keep still, Adam, he says. Okay, here we go with Heat 14. Orty, Larson, Barker and Roynan. Can the Brummies take the lead? Well, Ben Barker's made a cracking start from gate 3. Kenny Larson covering Josh Orty. Up the inside, Larson's going to take the lead. Adam Roynan trying to go through the middle. Who's going to come out of this with the lead? It's Roynan who gets through the middle. Third to first, down the back straight. Ben Barker goes for the outside. On the inside is Kenny Larson. Barker is riding like a man possessed. Look at this around the outside. We said he'd be aggressive in this one. Can Coventry team ride him out of it? Kenny Larson up the inside in 2nd place. Barker retakes him down the back straight. This meeting has really come alive in its closing stages. Ben Barker's all over the place. He's going to lose 2nd place to Kenny Larson. Over aggressive there, Ben Barker. Coventry trying to team ride him out of it. Look at Josh Orty. Barker's gone from 2nd to last. Coventry could sew it up here, and Barker loses grip there going into turn 3. They're all over Kenny Larson. Adam Roynan out front in yellow. Now it's Josh Orty giving chase to Kenny Larson. Has a look on the inside coming off turn 2. Roynan's going to take the win. Larson gets some lift. Which side's Josh Orty going to go on this final turn? He's going for the outside. Kenny Larson's going to take the win. Who's going to be second? Orty bursts around the outside and he's got 2nd position. A very fed up Ben Barker comes in last, but it's a win for Adam Roynan. But Josh Orty keeps the Brummies' hopes alive. 4-2 then from heat number 14 means that Birmingham need a 5-1 in heat 15 to take the win. Adam Roynan it is who takes the win. His only race win outright on the night. But Josh Orty blasting around the outside of Kenny Larson on the last bend to take 2nd place. Ben Barker, despite his early efforts, was over aggressive and drops to the back. Adam Roynan the winner of heat 14, sponsored by Hayley Bromley Photography. And with 1 race to go, we have a last heat decider. Birmingham 41, Coventry 43. It all comes down to this then. Heat 15 sponsored by Happy Donkey. Birmingham need a 5-1 to take the win. They're off gates 1 and 3. It's Bjarni Pedersen off gate 1 in red. Scott Nichols gate 2 in white. Sebastian Oyamek gate 3 in blue. Chris Harris gate 4 in yellow. An identical lineup to heat 13, and we all know what happened there. The race of the season here at Birmingham. What's going to happen this time? An identical lineup. The only difference being the gate positions. Will that prove crucial? Sebastian Ujamek, 10 points so far. Bjarni Pedersen is on 8 and 2. Chris Harris is on 10. Scott Nichols on 8. Fantastic night of all-round team scoring across both sides tonight. Birmingham need a 5-1 to win. A 4-2 to the Brummies will force a draw. Anything else, Coventry take the win. They can't get 4 points. They can only get 3 for a win, because a 5-1 would see them win by 6. And of course you need to win by 7 or more away from home to get 4 league points. If it's a draw, it'll be 1 point to Birmingham, 2 to Coventry. Birmingham get that 5-1. The Brummies get 2 league points. Coventry get 1. So it all comes down to the final 4 laps of the night. Then a last heat decider. Waiting Bjarni Pedersen to pull forward off gate 1. Ujamek and Pedersen will be desperate for a good start here to try and hold off the two mighty Brits, Nichols and Harris. What's going to happen then in this heat 15? Pedersen, Nichols, Ujamek and Harris. Let's get ready to rumble. Here we go. Who's going to get the whole shot? It's the Brummies who shut out Scott Nichols into the first turn. They both drifted wide. Nichols back up the inside. Sebastian Ujamek finds the grip, finds the power to take the lead, and Pedersen, to a huge roar from the home fans, is into second place at turn 3. Now, can they hold it for the next 3 laps? Nichols in third place. Harris is at the back. Track very dry now, as you can see. Not the track staff not risking watering because of a threat of rain in the closing stages. The Brummies are pulling clear. Can they pull off what seemed the impossible? They were 10 points down after 9 heats tonight. This is going to be the turnaround of the season if the Brummies can pull this off. Sebastian Ujamek leads it. Pedersen in second. Coventry are dropping back. The Brummies are going to pull off the impossible. 1 lap to go. Ujamek. Pedersen running very wide off turn 4. Well, they were 10 points down with only 6 heats to go. This is going to be the comeback of the Elite League season. Here they come around the final turn. Sebastian Ujamek wins it. Bjarni Pedersen second. Talk about snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. How on earth did the Brummies do that? Scott Nichols in third place. Chris Harris at the back. So from 10 points down with only 6 heats to go, the Brummies bang in 4 5-1s in the last 6 heats and squeak the win by 2 points. Unbelievable. Seb Ujamek and Bjarni Pedersen. Bjarni had such a slow start to the night over his first couple of heats. That's one of the most extraordinary comebacks I've seen in all my time of watching Speedway. Heat 15, sponsored by Happy Donkey. Final score: Birmingham 46, Coventry 44.
So dedicated to the memory of Joe Billy tonight, 4 years on from his passing. The Selco Birmingham Brummies bang in a win. Made off the noise. Donut time with 7 women here on the home straight. There we go, Jones. Keep it going, Sebastian Ujamek.
Well, joining us now, one of the Heat 15 heroes for the Selco Birmingham Brummies, Seb Ujamek. Seb, fantastic performance from yourself tonight. You must be very pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. Yeah, for myself and my boys, the teams, for the last nearly like months. I'm back for the normal race. What I like it, to make me enjoy it, to riding, on the bikes, because I have a lot of problems. On the engine thing and setup engine, and now also big thank you for Peter Jones, because he's make me help for my engine now, put a good setup engine and working for me, and I'm really enjoyed riding on the Peter Jones engine now.
And this Birmingham side tonight showed some real determination. 10 points down halfway through the meeting, but you came back with some really big important scores.
Yeah, exactly. That's we're a little bit on the start of the meeting. We're not been like a little bit on the teams, because I'm struggling hard to give any information for the boys. Also Bjarni is a little bit not up and down like same, and that's where we're hard to give the good information for the team. Like nothing works for me and for myself. Now working good for myself. Easy to working on the pits and give some boys information, pushing for riding, and everything is working good. That's where we're now really good team, because everybody back for the good setup and good form, And we also, like me and Bjarni, normally we lost heat 13 around there, because we have also not so good nice feeling on the first corner. And now we're good, have talking, good relationship. Now everything in the first corner I make it, Bjarne coming, and we're together on the back wheels on the dirt, and we want to hit 13 and we want to hit 15. That's what we need for the rest of the season.
And the next fixture here, 2-week break, of course, because of the World Cup. But Poole Pirates back in town, and it's time to deal out some revenge for them because they turned you over big style last time out.
Yeah, I think we've been so close to one now, of course, on the way, Poole. Yeah, of course, it's not Darcy is not there. And anyway, I think after the breaks, we also hope so everybody get the rest, and come back to be better on the track. And like we're against a team like Poole, and we don't losing that. I think I don't want to say, I want to say positive. We for the next match against Poole, we won, especially around the Birmingham track.
So well done again tonight. Many congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks for all the supporters. To keeping good feeling for me, because give me chance because I'm a little bit struggling on the beginning season, and now everything's working good, and I hope I keep the same form and set up for the rest of the season.
Brilliant, Seb. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, joining us now, Bjarne Pedersen. Bjarne, fantastic performance from yourself. A real return to form tonight. The Brummies pulling out in that last race.
Yeah, it was not only the last race. I think we was really struggling most of the meeting, but everybody was pulling back. The last 3-4 races, so it was fantastic to finish the night like this.
And as I say, a real return to form for yourself. What's been the difference tonight? Because a string of wins in the middle part of the meet, and then following Seb home in 13 and 15 as well.
Yeah, I mean, how the weather been over here. It's been a tough start of the year because we not really get into this week by week, building the confidence home, and you need to build the confidence on the home track and take it with us away, but there have been so many breaks over here so far, and I think that's confused us a little bit. We not get this success home, so we feel confident and use it away, but hopefully the weather is turning to better time now, and we start tonight.
Well, let's hope so with the weather, and performances like tonight must really give the team confidence ahead of what will be a difficult job down at Lakeside tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. To turn, I think 10 points back. It was a hard ask, but it was great. We finished like we did, and we can go tomorrow with some confidence. If we are lost tonight, everybody will be down tomorrow. So we start high tomorrow, but it'll be very tough tomorrow as well.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck for that, and best luck for the rest of the season, Bjarne. Many thanks.
Thank you.
The Brummies walk round on their victory parade then. How on earth do you sum up a comeback like that? The Brummies gaining 12 points over the last 6 heats, including 4 5-1s, to take possibly their most improbable victory of their modern history. Let's take you through the scorers then from tonight's meeting. The Bees first of all. Chris Harris 10. The rider replacement for Aaron Summers. Edward Kennett 2 and 1. Kenny Larson 10. Scott Nichols 9. Adam Roynan 12 and 3 from 7 rides, and Henning Bayer 1. For the Selco Brummies, Bjarne Pedersen 10 and 3, Martin Smolinski 4 and 1, Danny King 7, Ben Barker 2, Seb Uyamek 13, Thomas Pish 1, Josh Orty 9 and 2. The Brummies fans are going wild on the home straight. What a night of speedway. What an extraordinary victory for the Selco Brummies. Final score, Birmingham Selco Brummies 46, the Coventry Bill Base Bees 44. 2 league points to the Selco Brummies, 1 to the Bees. What an incredible victory. You can see what it means to them down there, cutting loose in celebration on the home straight. So that just about wraps up this incredible Elite League encounter. We now take a break from Brummies action for the Speedway World Cup. We're back here in 2 weeks against Poole, but until then, this is Dave Goddard signing off here at Perry Bar. From all of us here at Clean Cut Sports, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the action. Bye for now.
Here he comes. So let's get them all in a row. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!